just sang in sweet harmony. Now two are here, still planting good seed. Jackie and Gail, yeah, they're walking in light, sharing their stories, keeping hearts bright, talking about life and faith and real love, sending out hope from the one above. When they speak, you can feel what's true, 'cause they've lived it all, and they'll walk with you. Jackie and Gail, just love, just real. Two voices of grace that help you heal.
The Raw, restoring off some warriors. I'm Jackie H, and I have here with me Gail Barron, the judge. How you doing today, sis?
Doing good.
You
Doing
good?
good.
Okay. I ain't been outside today. It's cold. What is it? What's going on? You come
They
in.
say it's cold.
Okay, but you going through something, so you hot. Okay.
No,
I
it
can
was all right with me. I don't like to get overheated.
Okay. Well, we're here for a special Monday night.
Yeah.
Have someone sitting here with us, young lady. We are going through talking with all the Philly finest, right? And there's just some people we grew up with as we got out there into the music world, but I really don't know people outside of that. And I'm finding out there's a lot of interesting people. I met this young lady aunt one day cooking with her in the kitchen. Never knew that she was a cook that owned a restaurant. So I'm finding out that fellowship is good.
Good.
And you never know um, who you're talking to, who you come in contact with. But we're gonna get started because we're not gonna keep her out long. We're just glad that we was able to catch her. You know, these young people, they out here doing their thing. So when you can catch them, you get them. But anyway, we want to read a bio of our guest, and then we'll get started. Okay. Uh, they say for more than 2 decades, Tameka Johnson has devoted her life and voice to the ministry of gospel music. Her journey began at the age of 3 years old, singing alongside her mother in her gospel group. Those early years shaped her heart for ministry, rooted her in faith, and ignited a calling that has guided her ever since. Tameka has served faithfully in ministry throughout her life while raising her 4 sons, who remain one of the greatest blessings and sources of strength. Since 1998, she has been a dedicated member of Faith Canaan Baptist Church, where she now serves proudly as a deaconess. Her commitment to God, her church, and her family continues to define who she is both on and off the stage. In the journey of her calling, Tameka stepped out in faith and formed her own group, gospel group, 3 years ago. Despite challenges and difficult seasons, the group has pressed forward with determination. And this year marks their second anniversary, a testimony to God's unwavering provision, grace, and guidance. Tameka ministry is also shaped by deep personal loss. She lost her beloved mother in 2014 and her father in 2020. Moments that tested her strength, but also deepened her reliance on God. Through every trial, she continued to sing, worship, and serve, honoring her parents' legacy and the foundation they laid in her life and calling. Today, Tameka stands as a minister of music with a powerful story, one of faith, perseverance, and a lifelong dedication to lifting up the name of Jesus through song. Ladies and gentlemen, we present and welcome Tameka to the Raw podcast. Hi, how you doing, young lady?
I'm doing good. I'm
Okay,
doing
well, you're looking good, and we glad to
you.
always glad to have you. Um, very interesting bio, knowing part of your life. And I'm gonna start off. You know, Gil, I'm always the one that's gonna ask the weird questions. But let's get with it. Let's get it moving. But what I want to know, as I read your bio before, was you always happy to be singing and doing it? Like, you know, we had to grow up like that because that was our household. Our mothers and fathers and singing. Did you enjoy it?
No,
No.
to
Okay.
be honest, be honest.
Okay.
You can tell on some of them videos, my face expressions, I was like,
Was it because you wanted to play or do something else different? And you know, what was it that sometimes?
so I think for me it was just, like you said, when you brought up in church and that's all you do is church, church, church. I can remember um me and Reverend Green used to always say, oh my God, I think this church so much. Like I can't wait till I get grown. I ain't going to church no more. And it's just so ironic. Like now, it's like we in the church so heavy now. Because when you actually go through life, you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it.
So what we can tell young people and people, you might not appreciate it then,
Yeah.
but they establish something. They put
Mhm.
something there that can carry you for life.
It's
And
that
then,
foundation. Like you
yes,
have to have, even if you go astray, you know to come back.
right. That's it.
You know to come back.
At least it was planted.
It was already planted.
That's how we feel.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times we didn't want to do it because we were young, wanted to do our own thing. But glad that we had the parents that we had that gave us the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I want to say before you say something. She said she had 4 boys. I only know 2. I met 2 of them. And what I want to say to you, I don't know how they act to other people and what they do, but they are the most respectful 2 young men to me. There's always Miss Jackie, can I help you? So I can see how the foundation that was laid in you, that was passed that they always. I don't know what they do outside, but when it comes to me, it's always. So I'm saying congratulations and to you, your mother, whoever else, because you can see that manner. And I appreciate that because there's kids today now, they call them grown by their first name, they curse you out, they disrespectful, call, you know. I have never had a problem with your 2 sons. So that's a testament to what we talk about foundation.
Yeah.
So keep on going. Yeah, be a proud mother of that.
I just was going to ask, like, we knew your mother, but did your father sing too?
No, my father didn't sing. My father was just the one. He come to the programs and he was in church. He belonged to Foster Memorial Baptist Church, which is right across the street from my house. And my grandmother, who's the 101, that's where she belongs to. So he belonged there. My dad never sung. He always would come to the programs.
Okay.
And then my mom would, for the anniversary, my mom would say, I think my husband would be here. Or whatever, my dad would stand up and stuff like that. But yeah, he never was a singer. He was just a supporter.
Yeah. So what you see on the screen here is Miss Rose. That's who we met first. Um, we was invited. Well, I was asked to. Is anybody from Philadelphia know Minister Vanessa Mims? And at this time, she needed some singers for a program, and she asked me, did I have anyone that I knew, and I didn't know people. So I said, well, let me ask my sister. That's how we got started. It was from her needing some singers. And that was the first group we met was the Clark Singers of Philadelphia. And it was what's the man name that's on Jim Tennant that had the Father's Day program? Mr. Louis McElwain. Yeah, so it was their anniversary, always in June. And we did that, and that's when I met your mother and your aunties. And that's Miss Rose and what is your auntie? Auntie. So that's where we met you all at. And it's been a lifelong meeting since then. And so every time we saw them, we was on program, it started from initially from that program. And I'm gonna play a little clip here. Of, uh, this is little Tameka.
Look at my face.
Let's see.
I remember that.
Mhm.
You
I
sing
wonder
And
was
some of
that a
I'm thinking
victory?
that
That looked
y'all
like that was a victory.
are you still singing this song? I've heard y'all sing this song. You're still singing it.
This was still out for
Let's see. Hear me.
no, I'm not. You don't say that.
Still have
Stronger.
joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think that was a victory. That's doggy in the background. They
Okay.
used to play the
Here's what
guitar.
nobody's telling you
Okay.
about
Yeah,
the
that
new
was
bearskin hoodie. This fleece is thick. It's made
Okay,
from
sorry about that. But anyway, that's what some of the programs that we was on in this room and everyone singing. Let me go to a I wouldn't say it's a sad conversation right now, but it is sad. So you state you lost your mother in 2014 and your dad in 2020. What you said that you had to rely on God, but what was that like for you? Are you the only girl?
yeah,
And how many brothers you have?
4.
So it's the opposite. You have 4 boys, and she had only one girl. How did you continue? What was the process? A lot of people keep on going. Some people give up. What made you keep going?
So it wasn't until so my mom passed away. That was definitely a difficult um moment for me. I didn't want to accept it. Um, I was questioning God, like like why would you take my mom from me? And I was still young, you know. Um, I'm
So
like, why would
was she
you?
sickly or
So she had a stroke. My mom had a stroke.
okay?
Um, I think that was on Mother's Day, that Saturday before Mother's Day. She had a stroke. So that's that Saturday she had a stroke, and I was getting ready to go out, and I was going to be treated out to dinner, and I got a phone call, and it was weird because she just was like, "Hurry up and get out the house." I had just dyed her hair and everything, and she was like, "You need to hurry up and go." I'm like, "Mom, why are you rushing me?" I thought it was weird that she was rushing me out the house to go out. So I wound up going out. Pastor James had the boys. He was like, "Well, go enjoy yourself, and I'll take the boys." I didn't even make it to 5 blocks down, and I got a call, and they said that my mom had passed out in the house, and my aunt Dee was the one that found her on the floor. So that's when she had her stroke the first time, and they rushed her to the hospital. And when she got to the hospital, they said that she had a blood clot on her brain. Again, that was just like so shocking. Like what's going on? But my mom was a person that she really didn't like the doctors. She was just, I think that's the old school thing. Yeah. Where she just like refused, like, I don't want to go to no doctors, I'm gonna do my home remedies and I'm okay. Me and my aunt did talk to her a couple times, like, Mom, you should just go to the doctors, just get checked out. I don't need no doctors, y'all the ones need the doctors. But and then that was the end result of that. She had a stroke. She went in acute rehab. I'm just trying to fast forward. She went into acute rehab. She was in acute rehab for, I think they do like 90 days or whatever. She did that. So, with acute rehab, they hurry, they try to rush you out so you can do it. But I thought it was too much for her. So when she came back home, she wound up having another stroke. So that second stroke is what really made her like in a slump. Um, and then when she went to the hospital. Then they was like, your mom's gonna need rehab or whatever. And people always look at when you go in rehab, they look at it like it's a bad thing. Or they say, oh, you put your mom, people say, oh, you put your mom in a rehab nursing home. That doesn't be the case. A lot of times we are not fully equipped
Right.
to do what we need to do.
Right.
So, when she went to the rehab, she went there, she was getting a rehab, but she was still having stroke, many TMI. Yeah, she was having TIAs. So they wound up rushing her back to the hospital. It wasn't until that last time they rushed her back. And the doctor actually let me see the scan of her brain, and her brain was basically just ate up with all the TIAs in her brain, and it was like affecting a lot. Um, Nobody ever knew, but my mom was partially blind. She couldn't see. Well, one day I went to see her, and I was just like, "Mom," and I could see her like doing like this, and I kept saying, I told my aunt, I said, "I don't think my mom can see. I think she's blind." And she said, "Huh?" I said, "I think she's blind." I said, because when I was talking, like, it's like, Mom, and she trying to hear from my voice. And then when she was doing like this, filling my face, that's when I knew that she was blind. And I think my mom just stopped fighting after that, because my mom, as everybody know, my mom was a goer. She likes to get in her car. She likes to go shopping. That was her. Her and my aunt, that's what they do. They used to go shopping, do everything. And she drive everywhere. When you're used to doing something, and then all of that, you think you can't do those things. You can't drive. You can't. And I think my mom just gave up. I think she really gave up when that part, because she
Now,
couldn't
during
see.
that period, was you sad or you just accepted that it wasn't, was that hard on you knowing that she changed like that?
I
Or,
was sad. I was sad. I was hurt. I was just like, I can't believe this is happening. Like,
okay.
and my prayer life was not as strong as it is now. If we can be honest, it wasn't as strong as it was
Okay.
now. It was different. Like, both deaths was different for me. Um, Even like just knowing, like, they saying your mom going home in hospice, and I'm like, what? Like, what you mean she going home in hospice? This is crazy. Like, telling me, basically, you're telling me I have to watch her go through this. Like, really? So that was like horrible for me. Because my mom died in the house. So, and my kids was there. So it was hard for me and my kids. My kids struggle with that. They struggle.
So, to that point, have you like go to what did you do like now? Was there grieving class? Like a lot of people, I tell you, for me, when my mother died in my hand, in my arms while I was bathing her, and it took me to 2 years ago to go to grieving class. I didn't
Mhm.
even know that it was affecting me. What was your after, or did have you ever done anything to
Cope
heal,
with it.
cope and heal with it? Did like
So my first lady, as you know, First Lady Scott, she formed grieving classes, because around that time, Reverend Bell had lost her sister. Another one of our members lost, I think she lost her mom. It was like back to back, and then I lost my mom right after that. It was just like everything was just like happening so fast, where we all lost multiple people in our family. So she formed a class, a grieving class, and we did that class. I think every other Sunday we did it, and it helped because we was able to talk about it. Because sometimes talking about it helps you heal.
yes?
So we
So
talked
how
about it.
about your children? They went to, or it was just for
It was
adult?
for anybody who
Oh,
needed
anybody?
it,
Okay,
within the church, or even if people was outside, they was welcome
okay.
to come. If you was a visitor and she had the class and you was welcome to come to the class. And I think it helped out a whole lot, because we was able to talk about those last moments.
Okay.
So that was good. Um, then when I lost my dad, that thing took me for a loop, because I was just like, wow. It was like within 24 hours of me. I took my dad to the doctors on a Friday because he was fighting, didn't want to go. Took him on a Friday. When I came back, was great go home. They called my phone and said, "Hey, your dad is under the car. He slid down the steps and was under the car. It looked like he was working on the car, but he wasn't. He just literally fell. When I got there, I'm fussing. I'm like, Dad, like, why don't you listen? The doctor told you stay in the house, relax. He didn't want to do that. He wanted to get out the house. He wound up getting rushed to the hospital. He was there Friday. When we got to the hospital that Saturday, I'm looking at him and I'm like, why he not staying up there? He just was like, just they had him hooked up to the breathing. And then the lady was talking to me and she was like, I'm not sure if you're aware, but your dad has stage 4 monostatic lung cancer.
Wow.
So immediately I am sitting there like, what? There was so much going through my mind, like at that moment. Like, I can't believe I'm at this place again.
So this is something that he deliberately didn't tell you all.
He didn't tell us. He knew it.
He knew.
He didn't want us to go to the doctors with him because when I mapped everything out, that last appointment he had at Einstein, I told him, I said, Dad, well, I'm gonna go with you. He was like, no, go to work. I'm good. I'm okay. He didn't want me to know what was going on. But that's what happened. He had metastatic lung cancer, and it was 6 months. It was 6 months when you count it, and it was just like, you had this, and they must have told him he had 6 months to a year. And when it happened, it was just stunning. When that lady told me he only had 24 hours to live, I was just looking at this lady like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, my mind was done. After the funeral, after all that, I really didn't have time to like really grieve him.
Yeah.
And that's when Pastor Scott, his grandma, passed away. She was like my grandmom too, and it was like everything happened like a chain reaction. And then we was getting ready to fly out to Mississippi. It was so much going on. We was getting ready to record, pray. It was so much all at once. And that week before, I was in the bed, like literally in the bed. I wouldn't get up. I was just laying there. I wouldn't answer my phone. I wasn't eating. I wasn't doing anything. I was talking to my sister-in-law, and I kept calling her, and I'm like, "Am I crazy?" Like I would call like I said, I'm like, my dad is born. Like, what? I couldn't believe it.
You was a daddy girl.
Yes, I
Okay.
couldn't believe it. And Pastor Scott, let me tell y'all, he had to come to the house to get me out of bed. I think I had braids in my hair, and my hair had matted up so bad, I had like knots all in my hair. He had to come get me out of bed. It was him, and I wound up meeting up with Sequia, Tony. We wound up going. I wound up going there. I was depressed. I was depressed. I was getting ready to die in this bed because my sons was like, "Mom, you got to get out of bed," and I kept running in their room like, "Am I crazy? Am I crazy?" And my son said, "No, Mom, you're not crazy." And Tasheen was so scared. He was like, "I got to call James," and I could hear him telling James like, "My mom, there's something wrong with my mom." Like, I literally lost it.
So after that, was it staying busy and doing things that help you to, deal with daily today? So I often tell people, work toward it.
Mhm.
You can't tell nobody how to grieve,
Absolutely.
but thank God for friends. Thank God for your pastor. Thank God for someone that see your son, that see, because some people go unrecognized. Like, people don't even realize they're in depression. There's something wrong. And you might have been a person that's strong to everybody. And
Mhm.
sometimes people tend to think because you're the strong one with, oh, she'll be okay or they'll be okay. So I tell people, I check on people. Don't assume because I'm strong or because I don't want. When you get hit daily, back to back, it does take a toll on you. So coming from that is, every time I see you sing the song pray.
Mhm.
Some people sing because they can sing. Some
Mhm.
people sing because they enjoy it, whatever. But when you sing that song, where do you go? it's a maybe people who used to you is just Tameka. But when I see you sing that song, there is a testimony.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Where
it is.
where are you? Where are you at?
I'm zoned out. I am, I'm just because that's prayer is the key. That's it. That's what you got to do. So that song just ministers to me all the time, and it's like that's the only way you can get through is through prayer. That's the only way you can get through. It's nothing like that song right there. It just takes me to a whole nother atmosphere, and I just be like, Lord, when Pastor James wrote that song, he wrote that song for me. He wrote that song for me because that's what I had to do. Get on my knees. I had to talk to God about it. I had to tell him everything, tell him about my troubles, about my sorrows, even in the loss of my brother, the loss of my aunt. Like I said, everything was happening back to back because after my dad, then 6 months later, no, it was 9 months later, my aunt Wanda died that used to sing with us. And then 6 months after that, my aunt Bunny, she lost her son. It was back to back, back to back. So it was like I couldn't catch a break. All I could do was keep praying and keep praying, like God just keep me.
Those of you who haven't heard this song from JC Choir with Tameka singing, I'm just going to play. I have to play a little bit of it, and this is what I think.
Let's pray. Let's pray. Let's pray. Let's pray. Everybody, let's pray. Everybody, let's pray. Let's talk to the master. Let's talk to the master. Let's talk to the master. Let's talk to the master.
Oh, keep going down, y'all. Are you? If you haven't, if you haven't got the CD, if you haven't downloaded the Pray, that is a JC Choir featuring Pastor James and Tameka. And every time I hear the song, a great song, but I can see why you sing so hard. When you've gone through things, um, it's a different feeling when
And
you
it's a
minister.
memory. When you're singing, people don't really understand, but your mind be somewhere else. Not where you sitting at openly singing.
Yeah.
You're remembering what happened to you, where were you at a specific time.
Yeah.
That happens to me when I sing.
Yeah.
I remember a point. I have a reference to what Jesus does that for me. I remember where I was at that point where I had to call on Jesus.
Yeah.
So it's a testimony behind the song.
Right. Absolutely.
So fast forward, moving on, you say that you decided to form your group from the person who was tired of singing as a kid, understandably, to JC Choir. What prompted you, or why did you? Is that something you always wanted, or is it what?
So I had conversations with my mom even when we had our group. I would have conversations with her. I was like, you know what? One day I'm gonna start my own group. And she used to tease me and be like, "Oh, you ain't starting no group." I said, "Yes, I am, mom." I said, "Watch, I'm gonna start my own group." But I never, I didn't press forward, play to do it. And then I got the push from my pastor, of course, Pastor James. Um, and I'm like, he's like, you should go ahead and do it. Go ahead, stop playing, just go ahead and jump out and do it. I'm like, I said, okay, I will. So after I lost my mom, I was gonna do it. But then when I lost my dad, I was just like, I need to just go ahead and do it because I gotta keep myself occupied. I gotta do something. So it was just like, you know what? And I said, let me pray about it first. I started praying about it, and the Lord said, this is what you need. You need to do this. You need to go ahead and start your group and give it moving. I said, okay, but Lord, show me who you want me to have on this group. And he began to give me the vision, and he showed me, and I asked a couple people. Um, and then I didn't think at first they was going to be serious, because it's hard trying to get reliable people, and people that are serious about God. That's the hardest part. So once God showed me, I asked, and then they agreed. And then that's when we did our debut concert, and now we're here at our second year. No, it wasn't easy. It's hard.
Let's talk about that. What are some of the challenges? You're a mother, you actually have a 9 to 5 job, you're traveling. What is the challenges is in doing what ministry, doing what you just name something as a challenge. Like, you're away from your kids, but what's all them things?
Well, getting away from my kids now, let me tell you, they all grown now. I mean, it's like they all grown, so it's like, I mean, I do miss them though when I do have to.
So you only started singing after they was grown?
Yeah, like when they got bigger. Well, they all when I started with JC, Tashin was singing with JC too. When he was little. So like I used to drag them with me all the time. But yeah, like when they was younger, trying to drag them to church and making the programs, and oh, we gotta sing here. And then I not only sing on the choir, I sing with my other family group, which is the Travelers. So
you actually had a full group.
Yeah, three. Only three, not five. And I ain't Pastor James now. Pastor James sing with everybody. But when we grew up, it was all about helping each other. So if somebody can't make it, you fill in and you help one another out. So I mean, yeah, those was the challenges with the boys trying to drag them to church and stuff. And it was so funny because Colleen used to be sick. He was sick of me in church. He was like, I'm tired of going to church. He only would do morning service, and that's it. And that's the drummer. The Colleen. Now I can't get him out of church. He's everywhere playing the drums for everybody, and he's so humble with playing the drums and stuff like that. But I'm grateful that that he know who God is. I'm grateful that both of them know who God is.
Let me ask you this, because we saw groups. What was it? The young guy I talked to, Tariq. It was I don't know the name. They used to call it Little Diamond and Tariq. And I remember talking to him as a kid one time, and he told me as soon as he get grown, he was out of here. He hated it. So to see someone stick with it, because it could have went another way. Because most of the time when you're dragging children to church and they get to hate it, then once they get whatever age they out. What do you think kept your boys interested? Is it you didn't pressure them? What is the formula to keeping them interested, that when they do get grown, he's still there? And I see him. I see him all over. He's a drummer. So what did you do? Or was it just God? Like what?
It was just God, because I'm not gonna even take credit for none of that. I would say it was God. I mean, and then keeping them in church, like Tashin, he has fell back a lot from the quartet part of it, but he's still a quartet baby. Like he's probably home right now listening to some quartet. He wants to start his own group. He still is going to do it, but it's in his time, on his time. I'm not pressuring him. I'm not forcing it. I'm not doing anything. But I do have a surprise for at the anniversary. Okay. Yeah, but he's been like really laid back and been like really thinking about his career wise. Things that he want to do. He's supposed to start school next month, doing construction, going to school for construction. So he's been trying to find his way. When you get out of high school, sometimes it's kind of hard for these young men to find jobs. So that's where he's at right now. And my two oldest, they're doing wonderful. My other son, he's doing online college and he's working. My other son, he's older. He's working and everything. So everybody is pretty much doing good. And then Khalima will be graduating this June coming. So yeah, I'm just like I'm really grateful because they all done, did what they had to do. They graduated, and I'm just grateful. It was hard, but look, I made it through with God.
So you are married?
No, I'm not married. I am not married. No, I'm not. Nope. For the record, I'm not married.
Well, y'all heard it first. Y'all heard it here on the
Yes, I'm not
podcast
married.
that you have are you available? I'm just
No, I'm not available either.
I'm
No, that's fine. Listen,
but
you said it was wrong. Listen, you wanted to ask me. I'm gonna let
so
you know.
all right, she's not available.
I'm not
Okay,
available.
so let's let everybody know she's a hard singing woman, working woman,
Yeah.
raising her family, deaconess in the church,
Mhm.
traveling, and she's not available. So we got that straight. What you got to ask again?
No, I don't have nothing to ask her yet. I want to ask you: are you questioning her about kids and being in church because you're trying to find out what why you straight?
We're not going to.
No, I mean,
Oh, come on.
no,
Why straight? Why straight
yeah,
up?
she says she kept him in church, but in our era coming in, as soon as people got of age, they I ain't
Yeah.
going to church no more.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
But
left.
she,
I left church at 19, and I
Mhm.
didn't return back to church till I was after over 50. That's how.
so I was asking.
It was so much. It was long. It was. I just didn't. And it was more than that. It was just that I didn't want to come back until I got right. That's what I thought.
Okay.
Like I knew I wasn't doing what I was taught to do, and
Mhm.
just so my mindset was when I get right, I'll come back to church. I didn't know you could stay there because it just, but that's why I'm always asking what kept even coming up like that. What kept? But we had a lot of rules and regulations. That's why I asked her, did she pressure them? Like
Yeah, I didn't
they
really.
play ball, they do. We
Yeah.
couldn't do. It was just a lot of stuff that
Y'all couldn't.
we didn't even have a TV. That's why I got this on.
Oh, I don't know why. I don't know what I could have did without a TV. Oh,
So, tell the girls, so you want to bring up I straight, tell them why straight. Yeah, it was a lot. So
wow.
I'm fascinated by seeing kids or somebody stay in church. Like when I see them kids, they like I went to a couple of their conferences. I was impressed with the young people being there. It wasn't so much of anything. It was like, okay, well, what was the difference from us? Because these kids seem like they enjoy themselves.
And then another thing is, okay, it has to be something that they're interested in. They have to be. You have to have an interest for. You have to have an interest for singing. You have to have an interest with playing the instrument or playing the guitar. Like Colleen now, he wants to play keys. He want to. He want to do everything. And I'm like, you trying to play keys and play bass and play all this stuff? Tasha play a little bit too. And I'm like,
so is it the surrounding? Like
it could
you
be.
made it fun.
I think it's
So you see
because
that
you made it fun.
they made it fun.
And then they had like now they have sheds where the kids
yeah.
could come together and play drums and do all that stuff because it's a lot of positive things that come out of it.
They have a young pastor, Pastor James, that's very into the young people. So I'm pleading my case of why I left at 18 didn't turn. Is that legit? I'm healing. I'm listening. This is therapy. You always trying to put me on the couch, so I'm in the seat. I'm listening to what's the difference. So people who is looking and hearing this can say, maybe it's something I can do different to keep them interested. My dad used to say to me all the time, if it was something you was interested in, you wouldn't have a problem doing it. I was like, well, that's rocket science. If I like it, I would.
You would do it.
Like that wasn't nothing to say to me. He was trying to say because I didn't like church, but church was boring. But I played basketball and did other things because I had an interest. If church was like exciting, like when I go to their church or go to other church, they include the young people. They have a circle going on. Like we didn't have children's church. We sat in the middle, right across from my mother. When we fell asleep, she beat us and stuff. Yeah, this was church. 4 hours of church. Now they go downstairs. They got children's church. They read. They bring their iPads. They have everything. They bring their fire trucks. They bring
Have fun, right?
Yeah, they just have fun. Why would you want to stay in church?
Yeah.
But that's not the way we grew up. So I applaud what they're doing now to make it interesting, and it's still about God
Mm-hmm.
that you won't leave. So that's the only reason I left. I mean, it wasn't.
I pray you get your joy back.
I'm getting my joy back. This is why I'm doing this. I'm talking to people. This is part of my healing.
Healing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I
that's
understand that but we still have potential. We still have gifting, but we can't move forward because of the mindset from back then. She's gifted, and she plays all instruments: bass guitar, keys, drums. She's a songwriter, and we compose in the rain song. But because of that's why we haven't. Now we're older, and sickness has. So it's like,
enjoy life when you can. But don't let things pull you back.
Yeah.
When you're stuck, you can be free and still stuck, and people don't understand that. When that's why I enjoy here. Let them go. Let them enjoy themselves. Don't be so hard on because that will keep you stuck. So as we grew, we had we as I got older, I had freedom, but I was stuck in my mind,
Yeah.
so I never advanced. So now I'm half of 100 and older. Now I'm trying to do something.
And a lot of times you can push them so much to where you push them away, if that makes sense.
but we didn't have to push in our gifting.
Mhm.
We just had pushing
Rules and
rules and
regulations.
regulations.
Like y'all encourage the young people, go drum, go do. We didn't have that. So what we did, the little that we did, it was us. Like my father never came to see us sing. It was religion that kept them. My mother came to us
She came to
twice. I got a count on my finger. Twice to see us sing. When that is instilled from them, my father was a quartet singer. My mother sung. So that push wasn't there for us. So okay, we did it. We just for me it was just okay, there's something to do.
Yeah.
It was never but it's in me. But it was so the only thing that I stepped out to do now is the podcast. I talk about it because I refuse to be shut down.
Yeah.
Talk about so maybe there's others that is in the same predicament. Don't let nothing stop you because when you get stuck in your head, that's a bad
That's
place.
it.
That's a bad place to be. Yeah. So I'm proud when I see the young people in Pastor James. It's an inward proud that these are people who are free, regardless if you don't like it. At least you're free in your mind.
Yeah.
So get free people. Do what you got to do. Encourage the kids, and I love to see them. So I want to tell you that your son, um, Tasheen, told me, he came to play at our church before, and he had helped me, and he calls me probably twice a month. He still check on me, but he told me if he ever got rich, he was gonna share with me. That's a blessing. So I'm pushing for the construction, whatever he's gonna do. So I'm letting you know part of what he's gonna do is for me too.
No problem. No problem. No problem at all. No
Let
problem.
me ask you when we talk about relationships, if you don't mind talking
That's
about
fine.
it. Is it that you don't? Is it do you have anything against relationships, or did you go through things that make you don't want, or is it just I'm just enjoying life?
So I'm actually in a relationship.
Okay, cool.
I'm in a
So you're not
relationship.
against it.
Yeah, I'm not against it.
Okay,
I'm
you
in a
just don't
relationship.
want to get that's not ready to go to the next step.
I'm ready to the next step, but when the time comes, I ain't.
Okay.
I'm not rushing it, but when it happens, it happens.
Cool.
Um, yeah. You know, we all go through whatever
a lot of people
relationship.
a lot of people go through things, they get hurt. Like I ain't bothering with that no more.
Yeah.
But it's a we talking raw.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people go through things that they don't never get over, but you can
Mhm.
miss out on good things
Yep.
because you still
That is
stuck.
Yep.
true.
So that's
Yep.
a blessing, you know. That because I was gonna hook you up with somebody, but I'm late. I'm just
Hook her up.
She's
Somebody.
she want me to
Hook
be
her
hooked up
up.
so bad. Like I lost my husband in 21,
Okay.
and Tameka, all my life I have been a caretaker for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Serious, from my mother, my father,
Uh-uh.
my aunts. Is that I don't want no relationship. And it's not that I have anything against. I just want to live free for a while.
But what happens if somebody come along and they want something? You gonna block your blessing?
No, I'm not gonna block it, but they gotta come freely. Like I don't want no demands. I'm being
You
honest.
being okay.
I'm being open. I'm yeah. She would have never see. But anyway, I don't want to be tied down. And
Okay.
that's in my head that it's a tie down because I've been tied down.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Like I need to free my mind to say every relationship is not a tie down. Every relationship you can get somebody that can work with you, you can have fun. So
Mhm.
and I have to get that because I don't see it as that. When they start talking about relationships, oh no, I'm free. That's my mindset.
But you know, it'll help all parts of your life.
You're not gonna do this.
Even though it's fun, even if you want to go, you might want to go out to dinner. Somebody might want to take you out just to go get lunch or dinner. You never know what that might lead to.
Okay. Well, if I find somebody that comes to me and they want to do that, as long as they bring their wallet. Okay. Well,
Heal your daughter, Scott.
Oh my
Please.
goodness.
Okay. No, I'm open. I just right now I just want my freedom for a while. And if somebody come, I'm not saying I would push away, but anybody can't. Because I ain't going nowhere.
Well, you probably gotta go somewhere first.
That's and you stop hiding behind your guitar.
I used to hop behind the pole with the guitar. Seriously. I just I was I don't even know how I got married.
We coming on talking about music.
No, we talk about life. This is wrong. This is the young lady who say we can talk about anything.
Yeah, I'm talking about anything. I'm loving
She
it.
probably can help me. You know, just because I'm older, sometimes the young people can help. So I'm on the couch right now. She said if somebody walk up or come and want to take me to dinner, be open to it.
Yeah,
Because
be
I
open.
wasn't. See what I got in return? I'm leaving her alone. She married, so she ain't got nothing to say. But it is good talking to you. It's life changing things we learn. So how about your what you gonna do when your two sons bring their girlfriends home? There you go. See, that's what I'm saying. Why you do that?
Because I don't know. So let me just say
Are
this.
they mama boys?
So they are mama boys, but this is how I feel. Like I really don't like getting close to anybody like that because you know how boys are. They they be in a relationship 1 minute, then they don't be in a relationship, and then you get close. So I'm like my mom when it comes to that. My mom used to be like, "Don't bring nobody around me unless you really serious about them. Like, please don't." And that's how I am. Like, I don't.
But why? I know some people feel that way. Uh, but what about just pure relationship? Why do it have to be like if they are not together, then we can't still be friends? I'm just asking because my kids do me like that too. If they're not, uh,
With the person who they don't want you
they
to
don't
do
want me to. You can't do that.
Because you start getting attached to people, right? And then it's like then you be like, oh well, what happened to so and so? And then oh yeah, we ain't together. Huh? Like what? So why? And then you keep bringing different people around. I don't. That's why I be like, tell my son, don't bring nobody. Nope. I don't wanna. no.
So it's more for protection for your heart.
Yeah, for my heart, because I don't want to get it so attached.
But I'm saying, if
But she
people
can't
are,
sit there with the ex-girlfriend and he got a new girlfriend, and she's saying if she stay friends,
I
they
ain't
might
saying
come.
she have to sit with them, but why can't? Because some people need mothers. So just because they're not with our children, do it stop you from being that in that person's life?
You see, yes. It don't have to be. Everybody's different.
And
You might can do that. Some people just rather cut it off because it's hard. But you don't have no ill feeling toward them. It's just that you just don't want to get attached,
No,
and then
I
they
don't.
leave.
Mm-mm.
That's cool.
I just don't want to get attached because then I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, but they do got girlfriends though. I know my baby boy has a girlfriend. Hashim, he just if he ain't no girlfriend, he just be like, I got friends, mom. I got friends. So, but
But she doing all boys.
yeah, I got all boys. So I be like, I can't. Quan, all he worry about is his money, working, trying to better his life. And then my other son, he got he has another daughter on the way. He has a daughter, so I have a granddaughter. He's 5, and then he has another daughter on the way. So I'm like, oh God, another girl. So, yeah.
But it's all good. Life is just life and with people.
Yeah.
Everybody have a different, and if you can be respectful and just live life, this is what I get out of being raised so strict. I just want just life. Just live life. Just be in it.
Yeah.
Respect people, honor people,
Mhm.
and just be in it. And everybody have a different path. Nobody can shape your path. As long as you love and respect people, I think that's the key for me.
Mhm.
Everybody has a different,
And that's true. I'm just talking about from our, we all sing, but we got one life, and it's these other things that can make you or break you, because it's your attitude, your spirit, and when you let these other things enter in, it can stop you.
So
That's a part of the freedom, where your creativity come from. All that has to do with what we do. We're singers, we're ministers, we're creators, but that the Bible says it's the small foxes that spoil the vine. So, you know,
so what's so Tameka, what is she saying to me that's my small problem? You could feel free to say it because I'm trying to understand why. It's like I just love freedom. So what is my
and you can have
You can have freedom.
You can have
You can
freedom.
have
but
freedom.
what is I'm not doing?
What I think is that for you, I think because you've been, I'm gonna say, traumatized.
Stone trauma.
Yes,
Right.
by growing up, you're just like cutting it off. I just want to be free. It's okay to be free. It's
And
okay.
it's only 2 years.
and she's free, and what she's talking about, she don't have no obligation. So that's what, but freeing your spirit to where your creativity. This girl, she been doing stuff since we was young. Before all this, she used to be on the floor with a tape recorder. She did stuff, and that's why even the nieces and nephews, Aunt Jackie, what she did, it was, you say interesting. She was always doing something. We was always going somewhere. We was always doing something. But because of the trauma, she stopped. Music is her way of life. When nobody else liked the music, she did. She was always. She don't do that no more. She free, but she ain't not to that level.
She said you need to open up that box and get back into it.
So I think because you on the podcast that she going to you must make her feel real free to do this to me tonight. So I want to thank you very much for coming on the podcast because I don't know what just happened, but it's like we here talking to you and she talking about me.
But it's all
I'm trying to
good.
see what happened that Tameka make you just me.
You just asked about her freedom.
Y'all had to.
You asked about why she progressed.
The
Why
table's
she,
answer. The table's answer.
But that's why I'm asking. That's you don't know. This is freeing.
Mm-hmm.
I might get back to it probably after the night after this. You don't even know when that break gonna come.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you have to keep. This is why I tell people: don't stop. Just because you lost it, don't stop. Keep. And it was Pastor James that helped me to even get to this point of. I took the class. I told him I want to speak. I had lost everything. I wasn't doing nothing. Depression comes in a lot of forms.
Yeah.
And people don't even know. You could be smiling and it's like, oh boy, I don't even feel like doing this.
Yeah.
You're depressed and they're still calling on you. They don't know. So what I'm saying, give me time to get free so I can get back to who I am. And God gave, I'm really serious about this podcast for me to do this. It's free, like just even talking to people and hearing their freedom. I'm like, oh, I can do that. I can get back to that because I'm interested. How you were 4 boys on the road doing what I used to do it. I don't even have kids and not doing nothing. But it wasn't about the kids. It's about your being free. Right. So a lot of people don't even know when they stuck.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here, got tears in my eyes for
because
she like, why you do this?
No, because it's
this
just
is good.
It's good. So, but it's blessing me. God is sending people. Sometimes I ask, lead me to somebody that can come on the podcast just to talk. I reached out. I reached out to a lot just to hear their story. How you keep going on. And I know things are going on in your life.
She talked about a mother's death, a father's death,
my
her
brother,
brothers, 2 aunts.
Yeah.
But she kept going.
So once that break, I'm feeling the break. It's coming. That I can get back to who I am. God made us. He put it in us when we were young. So it wasn't about we had the foundation. That was for a reason. So just build on it. But things happen on people's foundation.
Yeah.
And people don't even know when you traumatize them. Because trauma don't look like that to everybody. Like what I call trauma, if I tell somebody, that's all you went through?
Yeah.
But it stunned me.
Yeah.
It don't have to be a death trauma. It don't have to be like you broke your leg. It's whatever caused you to go into depression. And sometimes people don't even know when they're depressed. I just feel to do what I got to do with no feelings. Because I know how to do it.
So why you said what happened? She talked about death, and that was yours. So you gotta have somebody has to reach you.
Yeah.
You talked about mommy, she passed in your arms. You went home from daddy just to take mommy something and came back. No, you didn't come back yet. You got the call. He's gone. She didn't know that her father was sick. She didn't know her mother went down because of all these things in life. It hinders us, and if you don't confront it, we won't ever conquer it. And we will always. They have a saying: "It's a lot of rich people with potential in the grave, and you are wealth of a lot of things, but if you don't let that stuff go, I ain't saying it's easy. I know it's not. But if you don't release it, and
So am I on the road to recovery? I just want to know, am I better?
you
just want to go faster?
you are you are better. However, I don't know if y'all noticing how quickly life is going. We're at the end of another year. So we don't have as much time as we've done before. I want you to speed up because while you taking your time, we gotta wait.
Well, Tameka, thank you for coming because now I'm going to speed up and I'm going to do better because hearing how you push through everything and keep it going has been. It really, I mean, I'm not even joking right now. It has been. This is why I listen to people's testimony. That's why I say it's more than just seeing somebody sing it.
Yeah.
If you don't have relationship to talk to people, you don't even hear the testimony. You don't even hear. We're praying to God for stuff, and He said, only thing I do is fellowship.
Yeah.
Because your answer could be
Right there.
But if you don't even do that,
Yeah.
so I hear you, but I'm thanking God for who He's sending just to hear that life is not over.
No.
It's not. It's not
It's
over.
not.
No.
It's
It's
not,
not
and
over.
it's not going to be nobody else but you to get up. Because people don't know. People going on, they going through. So if you depending on somebody else to pull you out, you'll still be there because everybody has their own
And
thing.
you're your biggest advocate. You are. You have to advocate for yourself. You gotta advocate for yourself, even when nobody else see it.
And
That's a leader. Everybody ain't leaders. Some people are trailblazers, pioneers.
Yeah.
You set the tone for people coming behind you.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna always have somebody in front of you to show you or direct your way, but God. Everybody don't have that position.
I'm gonna deal with my lady.
Oh my goodness.
Is there anything that you would like to say? I mean, I really appreciate this.
I'm fine. I'm
Well,
good.
first of all, you got to tell people your handles. You got an anniversary coming up with your group and stuff. Let's. We're gonna come back to the subject. I ain't getting off the subject, but right now I gotta drop. I can't keep on crying because I had prom. That was another thing I promised. I'm not crying no more.
Oh.
Because when things fill up, I start.
Well, crying is part of healing. So
I know, but she won't be to heal fast.
That's no. You don't have to heal fast. That's just part of healing. Crying is good for the soul. It really is. It helps you. I cry many a night.
We tease each other like that, but she know I'm on a journey to heal, and I appreciate it. She's my pusher. She pushes.
I love your relationship.
I think she really is in depression herself because I'm in depression because I used to push her. You know, like we did things together. So I'm not doing nothing. She's finding other things to do. That's why she goes on vacation 3 or 4 times a week. Every time you turn around, she goes somewhere else. Because but sometimes you don't even know when you're the pillow for someone else.
Yeah.
And I run from that because I don't want responsibility. And it's, you can't look at it like that. So I heard a message last Sunday at church. It was about acceptance. When you accept your role in life. I heard Allen Iverson, basketball player, say he didn't ask to be nobody's role model. I just wanted to play basketball. But when you step into different positions, you become that.
Yeah.
Not that you even asking for it.
Asking
You didn't ask for it. And all my life, it's like, I don't want nobody else to depend. I don't want that. But if you don't accept it, you keep running.
Yeah.
So last Sunday, I got another message. Accept. Because until you accept your position or your role. So my healing is coming, but I have to hear it the way I can hear it. Because I look at it as bad, but it's not a bad place if people count on you. It's not a bad thing if you got, it's not bad. But if you look at it, I don't want nobody else to ask me nothing. Well, you just turned that gift. And it's like that, the Bible story of the person that had the one gift, talent, and you didn't make nothing of it.
Yeah.
So I have a lot to think about because I'm blessed to have gifts. I'm blessed that I can be able to, well, it ain't good just to be sitting on it.
Yeah. Because you don't want God to take them away.
You don't.
You don't want them to take it away at
So
all.
get up and get moving, Jack. I hear it. But last week was the first time I accepted my role. I don't look at it more that I want people to count on me. So I'm moving. I'm moving to it. But before we get to some more, I want you to tell people about your anniversary. I had the flyer. I don't know.
I thought I had one of them, but my anniversary.
But no, I had it up on the thing, but I don't lost the email. But you go ahead and tell them a little bit.
So New Grace will be celebrating our second anniversary, which will be December the 21st. It will be held at the House of Faith Baptist Church. We have some amazing groups that's going to be on that program. We have Sunny Brown and Experience coming. We have 111 coming all the way from Florida. This will be their first time here in Philly. Both group, well, no, second. This will be the second time for Sunny. But 111, this will be their first time here. We also have the Anointed Boys Sisters. They're from Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah, they are awesome as well. We also have Tony White and Fellowship. We have Sensational Travelers. We have the Scott Singers, Sons of Promise. Scott Singers just celebrated their anniversary on yesterday. They had an awesome anniversary as well. We will be giving away toys for all the kids that come to the program. I had asked everybody to give me their names so that way I can make sure I have enough for everybody. But
Right.
it should be enough toys for everybody. I'm also doing a raffle with TVs, 2 bikes. We're going to raffle off that. We're just going to have a good time
Yes.
on that day. Just
This is
come
out.
on out, support us. It's going to be at the House of Faith Baptist Church. It's going to start at 4 o'clock. We will be serving dinner as well there as
Okay,
well.
where's this located at?
1001. I think that's Wingahaken. It's right off the boulevard.
Is that
Anybody
Reverend
know?
Scott?
Yeah, Reverend
Williams?
Scott is Williams. Scott is the pastor
Okay.
of the House of Faith. And if you go on my page or you go on New Grace page or Pastor Scott's page, you'll see our flyers. We've been sharing them on that.
Okay. Well, there you have it. I told the Scott Singers yesterday. I was out of town, so I got back late.
Okay.
But I donated, and I did watch a little bit on Facebook. So what I hear you say a lot of people say support, support, support.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand. You might not can come, but I've always sent a donation, even if I don't. It's good. We got some good groups
Right.
in Philly. We got some awesome talent in Philly, and support is a lot.
It is.
So y'all come on out to New Grace anniversary, uh, and just support people. Sometimes I don't go a lot now like I used to. That's something I'm getting over. I'm just being honest. Uh, I look at it as church. So changing my mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Changing my we used to stay in church 4 or 5 hours.
Mm.
It's, it's church to me. I don't look at it as going to a program. I look at it as church. So I'll sometimes come and stay for an hour and I'll leave.
Indeed.
I leave. People probably don't. And if you don't explain or tell people, they just look like you just rude or whatever. They don't stay. It's my trauma of church. So I'm doing better, but I always say,
Mm-hmm.
but do something. So I'm saying sometimes if y'all don't see me I'll already book my tickets, but I'm gonna come. I'm not gonna just buy tickets to come. But I'm saying I at least do what I can
Yeah.
to
That's all that matters.
yeah, that support. But some people don't even support. But
No.
we are sisters and brothers.
Mhm.
It's that's the way we was raised. I don't
Yeah.
understand not
Me neither.
supporting each other, even if you can't come. Okay, send $10 for
Mhm.
something. You got a lot of stuff you're doing. The kids, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
Stephen. So your job, your 9 to 5 job, you are
Assistant director,
at a
daycare center. Mhm.
daycare center. So
Mhm.
you working with children.
Mhm.
And what is that like? Um, Let me get off the subject for a minute of the barriers that you see in that field of mothers or fathers that with children. What are some of the stuff you see? A lot of people don't even know what goes on at daycare and how they even get there and the condition they come, the children come. It's more than just
Yeah, it's
a
just more
job.
than just taking care of kids or so for my staff, like I have a good staff. This staff that I have right now, they are excellent. I love them to death. Um so we see a lot. I think we seen kids come in, um, not be hair not done, kid not have a coat, and mothers don't have housing. It's
Yeah.
it's a lot, but we're there to give them the resources and to help them. And I feel I want to talk about this one. I'm not going to even say no names because I'm not allowed to say
Yeah.
names
Yeah.
or anything. But we had this one family, and this is recent. She was in the shelter, and she needed somewhere to stay. So me and my coworkers was trying to figure out what could we do to try to help her because she has 3 children. So today, we asked her to come to the office. So she came in, and we had some resources for her that she will be able to get a 4-bedroom house paid for a whole year. Her utilities will be paid. Everything will be paid for her for a whole year. They want to furnish the whole house for her and her kids' beds, everything. Everything's going to be furnished for her. And she don't have to pay anything for a year. So that'll give her time to get her job
Right.
and to save. And I think she said she just got a job. So we was able to help her. So just by us helping that one family, it made a difference today.
Right.
When I called her, she was like, "You want me to come to the center?" I said, "Yeah, if you can get here as soon as possible because we have some important information for you." And so we want to do the application, send it for her, and they're going to just push it through so that way she can get it.
That's a blessing.
This is the kind of work she does.
That's a
Yeah.
blessing.
It's ministry all the way around.
Yeah,
and,
all the way.
and I try to tell people, even on your secular job, you are the church wherever you go.
Everywhere.
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 So helping people, that's why I said people they just look at daycare, but you don't even, if you haven't worked through that program to know the conditions of people's lives.
Yes.
I thought about the shutdown, not even before the shutdown. People don't know who's not eating. People don't know who don't have. So even to have your program and giving out toys and stuff, it's ministry.
Yeah.
It's more than that. I'm just up there singing and just having something. It's thought going into it. So I applaud you and your staff and your group for thinking of.
That's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
Because everybody don't think of that. So it's more than just what you see on the surface. People are suffering. You can be sitting beside somebody, you don't even know what they're going through.
Yeah.
So this is what I do on Sundays. We feed.
Mhm.
People ask me a lot of times, Tameka, that's all you charge them is $10? And they don't know the person will even have 5. And they got 4 kids.
Yeah.
Okay. You're worried about the cheapness of a $10 meal. But this person got 4 kids and don't even have nothing. So even the $10 is too much for them. So it's ministry minded and do what you can to help. I ask for donations. So if people give me, I just cook. I'm not trying to break anyone because they don't have.
They don't have it.
You know, so it's if you don't understand that everybody maybe not sitting in your shoes or doing the same thing. So I see the foundation.
Yeah.
You got a good foundation. So keep on going and do what you're doing. Now tell me what the deaconess means.
Ministry. That's all it is. It's ministry. Everything.
I just
that we
looking
done
at all the
tell
stuff
you.
that you are like. That's it's a job, and it
It's a
comes
job.
with who you are. Because some people stands in position,
Yeah.
but if you're not people person, if you're not a people person, if you don't have you all the things that you talked about, it has to do with people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And being a deaconess is like you have to. Again, you have to know how to deal with people.
Right.
You have to be friendly.
Yes.
Even when you don't want to be friendly, you have to be friendly. People say things, and you just be like, okay, it's all right, no problem. Well, let me go ask Pastor. See, okay, let me go. So you have to, you have to really because I was like, yo, you think me a deaconess? When my bishop told me, I said, huh? Lord Jesus, you sure
But all your training
Yeah,
makes
so
you equip you for it. Because no matter even in the secular world, it's customer service.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be able to deal with all kinds of people.
Absolutely.
Because you don't know what it took for them to get there, whether it's work, whether it's church.
Yeah.
You don't know what they left at home.
Yeah.
And that's why now it's so important to have mental health training. Because you just don't know. And just because we go under the banner of church don't mean we don't have mental issues.
Yeah. How about that?
Did you talk about me again? Or
I'm
just
just,
her?
I'm just saying.
But I always say this. I say, you know, mental health workers, social workers,
Yeah.
all of them have been through some type of trauma. That's how they're able to deal with.
And now put home care.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
home
people
care.
who take care of
Mhm.
Patience.
Patient.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I
It's a
got
lot.
into that field after being up at the hospital with my dad and
Mhm.
seeing how they was overworked and rude, and it made me want to. And I'm pretty sure people push you to your last limit.
Yes,
I
they
get it,
do. Yes, they
but
do.
if you have a job, sometimes you got to walk away. Sometimes you got to
Yeah.
take a break, whatever
Yeah.
it is. But I saw a lot sitting up there, and it made me want to go in. So I've been doing it for 25 years
Mm.
because of that. You take a break, let me take over. Let me
Mhm.
take a break, you take over. So it's a
Mhm.
system you
Yeah.
have to work with. But customer service first, and they always told me in customer service that the customer is right. Now I'm trying to figure out how. How? So have you heard that?
Yeah,
The customer is always right.
I used
know
to
they
say that
wasn't.
my customers is always right.
So
Somebody discount.
it take a strong person
Yeah.
to do you. They right what they just did to me.
Yeah.
And let me take
Yeah.
a long walk. You know, sometimes you gotta
Yeah.
take that duck walk, just go to the pond and feed the bird.
Absolutely.
But it's all in ministry. But we appreciate you.
No problem.
Thank you. Gil, you have anything else for her, not for me? Because
I-
everything you said
I-
tonight was for me.
I don't have nothing else. I'm gonna have to log out.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, we all long enough. But Tameka, thank you.
No problem.
Thank
And
you.
don't forget to vote for New Grace starting in January. We had got nominated for an award. I'll post that
Yeah,
again later.
post it again. Y'all support each other. Support this young lady group with and all the things that she's doing. She's doing a good job. I'm glad to get to know you tonight personally for a little bit, and you got to know me.
Yeah, I was going to say it was good to
got to
have you on the
cry.
couch. It's all right. It's
But-
okay.
Reciprocity.
Yes.
But,
Each one teach one, each one reach one.
So we're gonna start off. We had a good time. It was a blessing to sit with this young lady and just learn. We all glean, like we always say, we're not experts. We just people who went through experience. So we thank you for tuning in. Thank you. And until next time, as we always say,
Love God, love family, work hard,
and just be kind. Love y'all. See you next week. See some of y'all Wednesday.
It was good. Hey, I go outside. Oh, I'm going to be so nervous.
Nobody but you. Nobody but